great junkyard in the sky, and I knew that Sylvia, Gabriel's mother, couldn't afford to buy a new engine any more than she could buy a newer car. So I'd call upon Z, my old mentor, to work his magic on it. Literal magic. There was not much figurative about Z. He was a fae, a gremlin whose natural element was metal. "The bug's your project car, Mercy." Gabriel's protest was weak. My last project car, a Carmen Ghia, had sold. My take of the profits, shared with a terrific body man and an upholsterer, had purchased a 71 Beetle and a 65 VW bus with a little left over. The bus was beautiful and didn't run. The bug had the opposite problem. "I'll work on the bus first. Take the keys." The expression on his face was older than it should have been. "Only if you'll let the girls come over and clean on Saturdays until we get the bug back to you." I'm not dumb. His little sisters knew how to work. I was getting the better of the bargain. "Deal," I said before he could take it back. I shoved the keys into his hand. "Go take the car to Sylvia before she's late." "I'll come back afterward." "It's late. I'm going home. Just come at the usual time tomorrow." Tomorrow was Saturday. Officially, I was closed on the weekends, but recent excursions to fight vampires had cut into my bottom line, so I'd been staying open later and working on the weekend to make a little extra money. There was no cash in battling evil, just the opposite in my experience. Hopefully, I was done with vampires. The last incident had nearly gotten me killed, and my luck was due to run out. A woman whose best talent was changing into a coyote had no business in the big leagues. I sent Gabriel on his way and started the process of closing up. Garage doors down, heat turned to 60, lights off. Till drawer in the safe, my purse out. Just as I reached for the final light switch, my cell phone rang. "Mercy?" It was Z's son, Tad, who was going to an Ivy League college back east on full scholarship. The Fae were considered a minority, so his official status as half Fae and his grades had gotten him in. Hard work was keeping him there. "Hey, Tad, what's up?" "I got an odd message on my cell phone last night. Did Finn give you something?" "Finn?" "Phineas Brewster, the guy I sent you to when the police had Dad up on murder charges and he needed some information about the Fae to find out who really killed that man." It took me a second. "The bookstore guy? He loaned me a book." I'd been meaning to return it for a while. Just how often do you get a chance to read a book about the mysterious Fae written by the Fae? It was handwritten and tough to decipher, slow going, and Finn hadn't seemed anxious to get it back when he'd loaned it to me. "Tell him I'm sorry and I'll return it to him tonight. I have a date later on, but I can get it to him before that." There was a little pause. "Actually, he was a little unclear as to whether he wanted it back or not. He just said, 'Tell Mercy to take care of that thing I gave her.' Now I can't get through to him. His phone is shut off. That's why I called you instead." He made a frustrated noise. "Thing is, Mercy, he never turns that damn phone off. He likes to make sure his grandmother can get in touch with him." Grandmother? Maybe Finn was younger than I'd thought. "You are worried," I said. He made a self-deprecating noise. I know. I'm paranoid." "No trouble," I said. "I ought to get it back to him anyway. Unless he keeps long hours, he won't be at the store by the time I can get there. Do you have a home address for him?" He did. I wrote it down and let him go with reassurances. As I locked the door and set the security alarm, I glanced up at the hidden camera. Adam would probably not be watching. Unless someone triggered an alarm, mostly the cameras ran all by themselves and simply sent pictures to be recorded. Still, as I started for my car, I kissed my hand and blew it to the tiny lens that watched my every move, then mouthed, "See you tonight." My lover was worried about how well a coyote could play with the wolves, too. Being an alpha werewolf made him a little overbearing about his concern, and being the CEO of a security contracting firm for various government agencies gave him access to lots of tools to indulge his protective instincts. I'd been mad about the cameras when he'd first had them installed, but I found them reassuring now. A coyote adapts. That's how she survives.